notwithstanding various misunderstandings which can arise in any agreement, that in a cool atmosphere, the worst problems could be solved very, very quickly. But you're telling me now that that email is not correct. But there is probably still an agreement in place, but it's not remote.
One of the agreements that we made with our county council, they agreed that no longer than 3 years' time that they would build group housing for the families. So that is not the issue. Like they know at the end of 3 years they have group housing.
And the money is coming in there.
Yeah. So the issue that we are having is, well, for one, why is it going to take 3 years? And two, what are they going to do in the meantime? That's the issue. The issue of the group housing, that's not an issue. They've agreed that, we've agreed that.
Sorry, Rebecca, our conversations on both, is there a line of communication?
From our point of view, no, we've yet to hear back and have a meeting.
Since the 19th of January, was it?
No, since Tuesday on that. That was when myself and the sister met, which Joe gets.
The executive told me on Monday that she would be
There's no date set yet.
No, that's
no,
the
there's nothing set.
That's relatively short, but the problem is, for example, when I raised the flight, especially on our episode, that wasn't a problem.
My name is Molly Faye from Paddy Point Travel and Home Centre, and we stand in solidarity with the residents are going there and from when you're very young. I send the apologies to Martin Collins. He's working water tonight, otherwise he would be here. And I suppose what I would call on all the politicians here is to ensure in their party manifesto is a commitment to the establishment of a traveller agency. We're talking about accommodation tonight, and it's clearly the crisis and affects everything else. But the reality is, in terms of traveller policy, less than 13% of travellers complete second level education. The traveller education strategy is not implemented. We did an Ireland health study that showed 3 times the national average mortality rates amongst men, women and children. Suicide 7 times the national average. What have we got? No action plan in terms of traveller health. We've got cuts to budgets. In terms of accommodation, you're articulating what's happening now. There's docks all over this country. And what we want is the powers taken out of local authorities. The way for Catholics in the north was taken out and put into the hands of the housing executive. Whereas the local authorities won't, can't or will not deliver for travellers. So just forget about them now and to create a national agency. But the national agency has to deliver accommodation, but it also has to make sure that policies in other areas are implemented, because otherwise we're on high into nothing. So what I would appeal to all of any of the politicians here and any of the parties in them to look for that agency to drive the policy implementation. And as I say, it's not just for accommodation, it's across the board. And I know Corvus done a lot of work in terms of traveller ethnicity. That's still not recognised. We've had the UN committee this week again calling on the state to recognise it. So look, they know what the issues are. There isn't political willingness, to act on them, and we need to get more. And hopefully, through the National Travel Home Inclusion Strategy, we will get somewhere. But we just think at this stage, take it out of the hand.
I should have known that everyone had bigger work, so apologies. With this man here, with you and Kirk, this man here, okay, so we're
David Baldwin from the Irish Border Patrol Organisation has spoken to Rebecca and so we this to help them. Normally it's spanks, we're used to spanking, but we're not too tired of tackling some of the local authorities. I think, today is great and Gerry, it's great to see you set out, show the leadership, and myself and Rebecca have the goals and honest. It's not a sexy topic. It's not a topic that politicians will jump up and down in support, and I think your leadership in this, while other political parts of your process I might agree with, this I think we need to commend on. It's great to have this platform for today from, many people in this room know a lot more about this than I and many others do. I think there's an undercurrent and an underlying issue that doesn't sit well with people, which is, the treatment of the ladies and their families in Dundalk is deeply concerning. In one side we have various streams of refugees and everyone jumping up and down, clapping during the back of the what's going to happen, yet we just can't get basic human rights in relation to travellers who are as you say, to our brothers and sisters. So from our perspective, we're looking with Rebecca and a number of legal contacts, because sometimes the local authorities only understand difficult, rough legal language, and that seems to be the one that focuses their minds quickly. Unfortunately, for everyone concerned, this political process beginning now is helpful from a manifesto perspective. Some manifestos are great and some are wonderful to promise, but we do have a few difficult weeks of focus will be removed from this topic now, but everyone knows out the dates here next week to canvas. So we will commit to, and I personally and many others, to try and keep momentum going, which is in itself going to be very, very difficult.